What up? Welcome back to the pod and good night, people. No, just kidding. We're here. Welcome back to the pod. Y'all are just checking in with your two favorite people on the internet or over your loudspeaker. It is everybody's favorite uncle. Yours truly, Uncle Don Don, in the flesh or virtually. Shout out to AI. I am joined by King Kendrick over there, my good brother Paul, aka.
Mr. Qualified, how y'all doing? I am a fan of Sir Dot, Sir Kendrick, if you will. So yes, I'll take it. But yeah, we're here. Good night does feel like the right thing to say because we recording this mad late, whether y'all realize this or not. We digress. That's not really important. But yeah, man, checking in. How have things been? New month. Q1 is over. We're at the beginning of Q2. So
I'm like, new month. What are we still in the same month? It has completely skipped over my brain that we are now in April.
indeed.
So yeah,
Absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, checking in, brother. How we doing? How we feeling?
I was tired, boss.
Yeah.
That is not necessarily why those that can see me, I am dressed this way. But we talked about authenticity before. I have nothing to give past bare minimum comfort, so I brushed my teeth for y'all, and here I am.
Nah, yeah. Looking at this attire here, what is that? Velvet? Like what's the material of this robe you got going on, brother?
Screaming. This is my Build-A-Bear robe. It's all soft.
Yeah, cold.
I think I got it. Was it a birthday gift? I'm almost positive it was a birthday gift because I feel like it wasn't cold outside. So yeah, this is birthday gift. And to not be, exposed on camera, if you will, I decided to just throw this robe on because I just got off a set from my OnlyFans account. So
You got to stop joking around because people gonna believe that you actually got one. And if you do got one, people gonna try to find it.
we live in America right now. Reality is so fluid. You can believe what you want. Do I have one? Do I not? The world may never know, or maybe a select few do. Find out next week on the other drop. No, I'm just kidding.
Nah, but no, the world reality is fluid. That's a really good condensed way of putting in one short phrase how things are kind of going right now. But yeah, definitely heavy on the eyes tied, boss. I feel that you've had an eventful uh couple of weeks. Yeah, because you traveled as well. Was this conferencing or was it just something else work related?
When you work this much, it is conferencing. Um, yeah, no, it was a 2-day retreat that I was facilitating,
Oh,
which feels like a conference. Um,
shout
so
out, big facilitator.
it was fun. I'm not gonna lie. I miss feeling like I am in the classroom again. So doing these things like that, it felt very classroom. Even somebody took a picture and I showed them. It was like, okay, it looked like higher ed all over again. I was like, but better pay.
Nah, that's real. I wouldn't go as far as saying that is your calling or purpose per se, because I don't think it is that specific of a lane. Like it doesn't have to be higher ed, doesn't have to be the classroom per se, but that environment, that dynamic of you being able to teach whatever it is, whether it's higher ed focus, whether it's strategic consulting, like that's you belong in front of a group of people, guiding them on how to handle particular things.
And you know what? I am the Michael Jackson or Beyonce of like the professional world. Like if you put me on the stage in front of people, I feel like them.
That's what's up. Nah,
So I receive that.
yeah, yeah. Um, so I think I don't think I really got too much going on. There's no news, there's nothing different. Things are there's nothing to complain about. Nobody would care anyway. Um, I do think something that I've reflected. My bad. Go ahead. I see you have a thought loaded.
Yeah, I was gonna say when things are going well for you, you tend to be in the gym more. And if you're in the gym more and now it's getting nice outside, I got a sneaking suspicion that you've been playing basketball. How are your knees doing?
You know, they're okay. They're okay. They're surviving. You know, we're doing okay.
Okay.
Definitely not young knees. Definitely not 20-year-old knees anymore. But we're in good shape. You know, not as spry, but I'm still getting around well. I still, I am blue attire just yet. So we
Okay.
we good there. But yeah, I have been playing basketball more consistently. I have been in the gym more consistently, and that has been something I've wanted to be more intentional about. So that does feel good. But I think honestly, really outside of that, some of the bigger reflection I've been having is just, I don't know, it turned into a first quarter reflection just because I kind of feel myself coming out of it. But man, can I say now that life was whooping me that first quarter? Just had me by the shoulders, just pushing down. Just like it was not trying to let me stand up straight, got my posture all messed up. Like it was trying to hold me back, as Rick Ross would say, held him back. But I think I've tried to figure out, was that self-induced? And I think partially it was. I think I put a lot of pressure on thinking that I was, as I've been saying a lot on this pod, entering a new decade. I thought that there was going to be this somewhat immediate pivot into maybe not so much intentionality, but because in my mind, I thought, right, that I had kind of been mentally preparing for this, that I would kind of be ready to hit the ground running. My birthday also falls at the end of the year, kind of, beginning of the year season. So I thought, okay, yeah, cool. We can hit the ground running this new year, new decade. You can do all them things you've been kind of preparing to do. Didn't happen. But I think I psyched myself out. I think I came in with super high expectations. And like after like a few weeks of not meeting those expectations, uh I got down on myself. I kind of was like, man, like you bugging, dog. You ain't like you missing the mark here. You not getting the job done. And it took me a while to really come out of that. But that's been the kind of like the aha moment of reflection that I feel like I've had in the last couple of weeks or so. But yeah.
That's good. I'm smiling for a couple of reasons because you got a couple of things in there. You first started off with saying it's self-induced, and we did not talk about this prior, right? So this is a cold conversation. I actually brought that up at the retreat that I was leading because they were talking about like burnout, and then like everybody in here just started saying reasons why there's burnout and this and that, and it's just everything is compounded. And I was just like, oh, I really don't want to sound like an ass, but I said, if I may, everything that y'all have talked about in the last 5 minutes is completely self-induced. And then I thought I was going to lose some people because they're going to be like, okay, now he's telling us to do better. But I'm like, for real, like, we got to acknowledge our own boundaries in stuff, even things that have been asked of us, whether we put it on ourselves or not, right? So like, you can acknowledge when an issue or like a bad solution or outcome or whatever is, self-induced. So shout out to you. And the other thing that made me kind of smile and laugh is when you said hit the ground running. You know me, I'm gonna always take some language literal, right? People always say, yeah, I'm hit the ground running, right? That means you got some get up and go, right? The way I hear it, hit the ground running, if you hit the ground, the first thing you're not doing is running.
That's
The
very true.
first thing you're doing is getting up. If I hit the ground, I'm not walking. I fell, I got pushed, or something. So you hit the ground, you get up and then start running. People talk about, oh yeah, my expectation was to hit the ground running. You hit the ground hurt, okay?
That's a good point. And even if it's not hitting the ground because you fail, even if in some magical world where we just teleporting and you happen to land somewhere else on your feet, the first thing you should do is be still. The first thing you should do is be still. Get your bearings first. Where are
Mhm.
you? Like before I try to do anything, what's going on? What are my surroundings? Right? North, south, east, west, what's happening?
Mhm.
But partially the Capricorn in me, partially the creative mind in me. There's always this idea of being on the go. So there's always this idea of running. My mind is always running a mile a minute. So it doesn't, it's not lost on me that that typically translates to me trying to kind of live life in that hit the ground running kind of way. But this was a real, we talked about sobering realities before. We talked about being humbled in a lot of ways, but this for me was kind of that. It was just a self check, like understanding it was self induced, but also being able to say, "Dog, you got to give yourself grace." And to your point of the world that we all are subject to live in at this point, more specifically the country. We digress. Um, we can't afford to do that. We like nobody can afford to put that type of pressure on themselves to operate in this way that we've decided is the holy grail, of operating. And I don't even think it's about having like immediate gratification with something, but I think some people just want to make things happen. But ironically enough, I think something that really helped me put it in perspective, I've personally been finding that you can put everything in life in basketball terms and it still makes a lot of sense. And for me, it like makes double sense. So it's great. But I saw this reel where somebody was talking about, like basically like like life can like, blow you out, right? Like life can beat you in a game. Like you can lose in the game of life or take a L, whatever the case may be. But a lot of people try to change things overnight. You try to cut that lead down like in one full swoop, like this barrage of threes is going to cut this 20-point lead down when it's like, nah, sometimes it's, you got to get a couple tough twos in there, get to the free throw line. That was the main point of the reel. They was like, get to the free throw line, get to the
Mhm.
easy points, right? Like chop down the lead. So like in the same way, you're not going to make those changes overnight. Like just chop it down. Like sometimes it's a point at a time. Like, but if you can get stops, right? If you can make these pivots, make these other moves, you're gonna still cut that lead down regardless, right? So really holding myself accountable to it's not be present, but it's just like you're good. Like you do not have to reach whatever metaphorical mountaintop in whatever aspect of life right away to be content in what you're doing or to know that you're making progress. So that sounds really simple and it sounds like something we probably talked about before, but I mean, you can always be reminded and life will always remind you in one way or another that you gotta take it at a little bit of a slower pace. You'll know when it's time to hit the gas, but yeah, that's kind of been the Q1 reflection so far. So I'm a little I'm a little more at ease going into to quarter two. So I'm excited about that.
That's good. Well, y'all heard it here first. Ball is life and hit the gas, however you so take that.
Indeed. Indeed. No, that's real. There's a lot that has been happening in the world. Too many different conversations that we could get into. Too many rabbit holes to potentially dive down. Unless there's something that's weighing on your heart, good brother. I mean, there's just a lot happening in the world right now. Things are The country's a reality TV show every single day.
It is, and it won't get canceled.
No, it keeps getting
It's
renewed.
not good, but people keep watching it. It's
Yes.
like really, America is like Zeus TV.
Now.
Like, it's ghetto programming that people can turn away from. Why are we watching this? And why are people making money off of it? That is America right now.
Nah, truly. Nah, it's exhausting. It's bad. We don't have to live there. But something that I've thought about that I've kind of had on my mind the past couple of weeks, and then I saw something else earlier that made me think it would be a good thing for us to talk about. But the first thing is this idea and balance of love and loyalty. Is one of those more important to you?
Loyalty.
What makes it more important?
If I don't feel like I can trust you, I'd rather you not be in my orbit.
Hmm.
Um, you know, I don't have to love you and you don't have to love me. Like, we can like to be around each other. This isn't just like romantically or anything, just I can coexist with people that I don't like or people that I hate, people that I don't love. I can't coexist with people who are not who do not express loyalty, especially to me. But like if like you don't have a loyalty bone in your body, you gotta get to stepping, as Martin says. So yeah, loyalty over love.
No, that's real. What's your definition of loyalty?
What's
Not like the Webster definition, but
I'm
like
like, I didn't know we was having tests. I
no,
mean,
no, no, not a test, not a test, not a test. Just how would you describe it in your own words for you?
words, I have to use those. No, loyalty to me, there is I don't want to say connection or like there is some alignment between a person or people um, that they feel somehow connected to and supported by that person. Like there is trust within loyalty, there is understanding in loyalty. There is no second guessing really in loyalty. Like if you feel like somebody's in your corner, I feel like that is what, loyal means.
Yeah, nah, that's real. What is the line between loyal and obligation, or loyalty and obligation? How close relatives are they? First cousins, second cousins, third cousins removed. Like what we talking?
They were sisters. No, that you said loyalty and
Obligation.
obligation. They may live on the same block, but they don't walk on each other's grass.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think like if you are obligated to something that means that you were pushed to do it by an external factor. Loyalty, there's like this internal magnet, like you're drawn to do it because you want to do it, not because you have to do it. So, especially if we're talking about any type of relationship, familial, friend, romantic, if you have like obligatory glasses on when you're looking at me, don't even bother. I don't want you to feel obligated to do nothing with, for me, or around me. So, yeah, I can see what people would say they're related. So yeah, maybe they're on the same block, but they don't walk on each other's grass. Those are neighbors that don't really mess with each other.
That's real. They neighbors in the burbs for sure. I think with the three that we've talked about so far, love, loyalty, and obligation, I think that they all become intertwined in, like you said, almost any relationship, really. Maybe not so much a professional one because it the dynamic can be a little bit different, but definitely, I mean, and it can exist, but in friendships, in romantic relationships, whether it's a brotherhood or sisterhood, even, I think those lines get blurred because of, I won't say unclear expectations, maybe not expressed expectations or communicated ones, but a lot of people also kind of weave them in a way where it's like they're synonymous, and
Mhm.
that's not the case. But I think for the loyalty and obligation point, I do think that's interesting because I definitely can agree. I don't want you to feel obligated without a sense of loyalty. But I do think somewhere in loyalty, someone could feel a sense of obligation to a person or thing through being loyal to it. Very, very tightrope. That's a tightrope to walk. But there's a relationship there. You know what I mean? Like maybe those neighbors come together to help with the block party, but that's it, right? But like it's not, it's very specific, I think, in moments where that becomes a thing, and it's probably very situational, but yeah, the relationship is interesting.
Question for you then, can you have love without loyalty? Or does love exist without loyalty? Maybe I ask it that way.
It can. I immediately think of relationships with family members and or friends that you may fall out with, because the idea that, like, with family, like, it's blood, so there's a love that might always exist, but you might also put distance in between you and that family member if you feel like they haven't been loyal or something has happened for that to be the case. And the same with friendships, like if y'all were cool and something happened where y'all not cool and you feel like they weren't loyal, you may not lose all the love for them. It may look different. It may not be as much. You may not feel an obligation to honor or respect certain things, but the love still kind of exists, but you understand that there's no loyalty there. So it
Mhm.
can exist, but I don't think healthy relationships, I don't think sustainable relationships that involve love exist without loyalty. I would say that.
I could agree with that. The example I have in my head probably maybe goes against the grain with that one because I agree with you on what you said. But when I asked that question, I was thinking of something that I absolutely hate, which is groupthink and
Yeah,
potentially blind loyalty, which is not good loyalty.
not at all.
If you are loyal to me, there is some integrity there, which
Yes.
means you have to be able to challenge me or tell me when I'm wrong. Just because I'm saying something, you'd be like, yeah, I'm loyal to Donald. I'm going to agree with him. I say stupid shit all the time. Sometimes that stuff is wrong, right? So don't just be like, yeah, 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 I'm with you. I'm with you. Back to the reality TV that is this country. That's part of the problem. I think people are loyal in the wrong ways and they don't have integrity. But like, you can love somebody. You could be the worst person in the world. You see this all the time with like parents, specifically mothers, and their kids who end up getting arrested or are criminals in some like very violent way. Just because they are a criminal doesn't mean that, you have to love them any less. Like that's still your child or that's still your person or that's still your homeboy, whoever it is. Like you have love for them. They have bad actions that cannot be dismissed. So you can't be loyal to, and be complicit in what they do. But I also think that is a healthy relationship, which is my point.
Mm,
Like
okay.
healthy sounds, like we get along and it's like rainbows and pixie sticks everywhere, right? That's somehow healthy, but healthy also has conflict in it, and healthy has this like inroads to where you say, "I'm with you here, but I'm not with you here." Tuesday, I'm rocking with you, but Wednesday, you're doing some weird shit. Like you can also be loyal, I think, in that way because maybe you were trying to again challenge that person, and supporting them is challenging them. So it's
Yes,
nuanced, but
for sure. No, that's a really good point. And I think the loyalty and integrity piece is key because yeah, loyalty without integrity is a cult.
yeah, yeah.
I mean,
I
that,
never
that might be a
actually.
bit extreme, but
No, that's exactly what it is. And you know what? Sidebar, I keep seeing a lot of, I don't know why I'm whispering like the cult leaders in my house. I hope not.
you
But
know they be watching, they be tapping stuff.
yeah, I know Alexa over there, her ass nosy as hell. Um, ch- uh, to the cult point, I keep seeing so many like documentaries or like just people in real time on the internet saying like, "Oh yeah, I grew up in a commune, or I used to be in a cult, now I broke away from it." And I'm like, how many cults are there? Because also, don't get me wrong, I love to take a back seat. I love to be the passenger in somebody else's story. I'm the main character in my own story, but let me flip the page in somebody else's book. Like I'll follow, when needed. I just don't understand how people just give up everything and be like, "Oh, yes, I'm going to listen to you forever." Like I don't understand cults, but that is exactly as a cult. Like what you said.
Yeah, so I don't understand it either, but that and the culture of it, I think, is what we're also seeing in the world a lot now. But we digress once again. Um, Last thing though, before we check out, what's this lottery question you got?
Oh yeah. Oh hey, check out because it's also cash related. If you had or won $100,000 tax free, what would you do with this money?
$100,000
Hmm.
tax free, paying off debt first.
Yeah,
What?
but like numerically, what did you don't have to give me like exact numbers down to the penny, but like you would put 10 here, 25 here. Like give me the big chunks. What would you do with that check?
Uh, let's just say what I mean. My debt ain't that crazy, but whatever that number is, let's account for that. Let's call it 10K generally, right? well, that don't account for my student loans, but we ain't gonna talk about that. I digress. Let's go with 10K. I am putting at least 15 or 20K aside solely as a stash for bills. And that's being, I mean, that's probably on the low end, but like I could comfortably do that and not think twice, knowing that I'm dwindling down to 100K. So that already will put me at 70. I said 10. Let me just say I go with 20. So that put me at 70. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get a car. Probably. I probably am. I ain't gonna go too crazy on the car. Let's call that for shits and giggles. Let's go another 10K. So now we at 60. Uh, man. It's a little more difficult than I thought.
Right?
Like
That
I
was
like because even if I went through and decided like, okay, I'm gonna take care of everything that feels like I've been trying to take care of, I still feel like I'm gonna be left with so much.
I
Like, what
know.
am I gonna do? Like, what am I gonna do with this excess money? I guess save it, like, of course, but maybe that probably will be the time I invest. That probably will be the time I invest. Like really figure out like, okay, now that I feel like I have the cushion to do so, and take some chances, some gambles, not the negative kind. You know, I'd probably put a decent portion into that for sure, since I just got the money to do it. But yeah, I don't know. I can't even give a finished breakdown of it.
I talk to myself a lot, most times in the shower, and that was today's random shower question. And I asked myself, and I'm really in there counting on my hands, water just running on me. And I'm like, okay, damn, that's actually a lot of money.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm just curious if
Did you
we
do the whole
we
bunch?
have to think big and we have to dream big and assume that all things are possible. So if you say like, oh, I want money, I want this, I want that. If you had it, my point is you would know what to do with it. So
Yeah.
you really have to sit down and say, damn, what could I do with this? The world would really feel like your oyster. So yeah.
Truly. A large amount would definitely go to the brand. That's the one thing I forgot. The large amount would go
Really.
to, man, I'd be able to have a pay. Ooh, the things I'd be able to get done with money that actually, matter of fact, I was at 60. Let's put 50K toward the brand, right? And I just put that 10K in the savings somewhere, and we'll move from there. We'll move from there. Maybe I'll take a little bit off. Maybe I'll do 40 to give me 10K to still have as a cushion, but yeah, I got something to go toward for sure. But no, that's still to your
That's a
point. That's still yeah,
well spent $100,000.
for sure, for sure. Well, that was the first part of our checkout. Yeah, definitely don't want to ring nothing up for 100K. But the way they got groceries and gas happening in this economy, wouldn't be
Gas,
insane, insane,
gas.
insane,
Uh,
insane.
check out. I'm about to next time I go to the gas
You
station.
hear me? For good. What Dr. Umar said.
Uh-uh. I pumped gas 2 days ago and I was on E and I looked at that number. I said,
That's a bold
that's
move.
$20 more than I normally spend.
Yeah, that's a bold move to fill up on E. Can't be doing that in this economy.
Listen, I'm about to get some soybeans in the backyard and figure out how I can get some gas out of that. Like I'm something about to happen. I don't know what I'm about to manufacture, but I'm promise you it's about to be the Walking Dead in here, and I'm gonna act like I really got to restart the world on some paradise shit. Which season finale, if you haven't seen it, go do it. But where's Alex? Okay, because I need some gas.
We okay. I wasn't sure if you was watching. I never know if you tuned in to current shows or binging something else. But we got to talk Paradise next episode because I like what they're doing. I mean I like the show from the first season, but I like what they're doing and the vision they seem to have for this 3 season run. So definitely want to get into that a little bit, for sure. But yeah, okay. As we hit our final checkout, takeaways, and last words as we wrap up the conversation.
Let's see. Gas is high, walk everywhere, have integrity, and be loyal to some.
Uh, very succinct way of putting it. None of love, loyalty, obligation, and respect are not easy, but situationally they're all necessary. Um, have the discernment to understand when which one applies to a certain situation. Um, pass judgment on no one and save money where you can. Because I don't think it's getting no better, no time soon.
It's not.
So do everything in your power to just keep hope alive. But until then, and until the next episode, we will catch y'all next time. Peace.